From the thunderous echoes of revolution to the silent fall of an empire, the story of the Soviet Union is a dramatic saga of ideology, power, and human struggle that reshaped the 20th century. This is not just a tale of a nation's birth and death. It is the story of an idea that promised a worker's paradise, but delivered a complex and often brutal reality, leaving an indelible mark on the world. The year is 1917. Amidst the chaos of World War I, Russia is a nation on its knees. In October, the Bolsheviks, led by the fiery revolutionary Vladimir Lenin, seize their moment. The Winter Palace in Petrograd is stormed by workers and soldiers, a symbolic act that topples the provisional government and ushers in a new era. Standing before a sea of faces, Lenin proclaims the establishment of the world's first socialist state. The promise of peace, land, and bread resonates through the masses, laying the foundation for the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, a vast federation that would soon stretch across 11 time zones. The old world was swept away, and a radical new experiment in governance and society had begun, built on the theories of Karl Marx and the iron will of the Communist Party. Following Lenin's death, Joseph Stalin ascends to power, unleashing a period of unprecedented and brutal transformation. His policy of rapid industrialization, driven by successive 5-year plans, dragged the agrarian nation into the industrial age at a terrifying speed. Gigantic factories, sprawling collective farms, and monumental construction projects reshaped the landscape. But this progress came at an immense human cost, marked by famine, forced labor in the gulags, and political purges known as the Great Terror. Yet, this very industrial might would be crucial for survival. When Nazi Germany launched its surprise invasion in 1941, the Soviet Union found itself locked in a fight for its very existence. The Great Patriotic War, as it came to be known, was a conflict of unimaginable scale and ferocity, culminating in the Red Army raising its flag over the Reichstag in Berlin, a victory that cemented the USSR's status as a global superpower. With the defeat of their common enemy, the wartime alliance between the Soviet Union and the West quickly fractured, giving way to the icy standoff of the Cold War. An iron curtain descended across Europe, dividing the continent into two hostile ideological blocs. The world held its breath as the two superpowers, armed with city-destroying nuclear arsenals, engaged in a tense global chess match, with flashpoints like the Berlin Wall symbolizing the deep and dangerous division. Yet this era of tension also spurred breathtaking innovation. The Soviets stunned the world in 1957 by launching Sputnik, the first artificial satellite, igniting the space race. This technological triumph was followed by an even greater one in 1961, when cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin became the first human to journey into outer space, a moment of profound achievement that showcased the peak of Soviet scientific prowess. However, by the 1980s, the foundations of the Soviet system were cracking under the immense strain of economic stagnation and the costly arms race. A new leader, Mikhail Gorbachev, recognized the urgent need for change. He introduced the revolutionary policies of glasnost, openness, and perestroika, restructuring, hoping to revitalize the ailing system. Instead, these reforms uncorked long-suppressed nationalist sentiments and demands for freedom across the Eastern Bloc and within the Soviet republics themselves. The symbolic and literal fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989 signaled the end was near. One by one, the republics declared their independence, and on Christmas Day 1991, the red hammer and sickle flag was lowered from the Kremlin for the last time, bringing the 74-year Soviet experiment to a quiet and definitive end. In the end, the Soviet Union was a grand and tragic paradox. A nation born from a dream of equality that became an authoritarian state. A superpower that triumphed in war and space, but could not feed its own people. Its collapse was not the result of a single battle, but the culmination of internal contradictions, economic failures, and the unyielding human desire for freedom, closing a pivotal chapter of modern history.